Hello and welcome to IGCSE Mathematics 0580 extended course, syllabus topic E1 number, module E1.5, which is about fractions and decimals, and this is part 2, and we are going to solve exercise 4 of chapter number 1. We are using complete mathematics for Cambridge IGCSE extended syllabus book, and it is written by David Rayner. Okay, so in question number 25 to 40, this time we will be given with the decimal numbers and we have to change them into fractions and we have to simplify if possible. So in question number 25, it is given that 0.2, of course the decimal number, we have to change it into fraction number. So as per the rules to change decimal number into fraction number, 0.2, this is the number we are given with. Right, so we put a line here which is the denominator line, and instead of this dot we will place a 1 like this, and we have to see how many digits we have after this decimal place. So we have only one digit, so we will place only 10 as well, and now we can remove this 0 and dot here, so only we're left with 2/10. And as we know, we have to simplify, so 2 1s are 2, 2 5s are 10, so we have a fraction representation of decimal 0.2 is 1/5. In question number 28, we are given the decimal number 0.45, and of course we have to change it into a fraction. So as per rule, first we'll write 0.45 like this, put a denominator line, and instead of dot or decimal we place a 1, and we see how many digits we have. We have 2 digits after this decimal, so we will add 20 to it like this one, and now we can remove this 0 and dot. So we have 45/100, and of course now we have to simplify them as well, and clearly we can see these can be divided with the table of 5. So 5 9s are 45 and 5 2s are 10 and 0 as it is. So we have 9/20. Of course they cannot further can be simplified, so the answer is 9/20. So this is the fraction representation of decimal number 0.45. Right, so in question number 36, we are given with 1.05. The only difference is that this time the number is not starting with the 0, it is starting with a number other than 0, which is 1. So we will be using the same technique. We will write 1.05 here, right? Put a line, and instead of decimal, we'll place a 1 here, right? And we will see how many digits after decimal. So we have 2 digits, so we will add 20 to it, right? And now we will just cancel out this decimal. We cannot cancel out this 1 because in the previous cases it was 0, so we just cancel out this 0 as well. It has no value, but now this 1 has a value. So now we have a fraction is 105/100. Now we can simplify, and of course these two numbers can be divided by 5. So 5 2s are 10, 5 1s are 5, and here 5 2s are 10 and 0 as it is. So we have a number 21 and 20 which cannot further be simplified. So the answer is in the fraction form is 21/20. Further, if you want to write in the other form, you can write 21 inside and 20 outside. So 21s are 20, and you have 1 remainder, so you can write 1 as a whole number and 1/20. So you can write this as well or this. In question number 31, it says 0.27. So same technique, 0.27 over, instead of decimal we place a 1, and how many digits we have? 2, so we're gonna add 20 to it, and now we can remove this 0 and dot. So we have 27/100. And see guys, you cannot simplify 27 and 100 onto a same table or one number, so this is the answer, 27/100. In question number 40, it says 0.00011. So we'll be using same technique, 0.00011. Write a line here. Instead of decimal, we place 1 here, and we have to count how many digits we have after decimal. So it is 1 2 3 4 5. So we're gonna add 5 zeros to it, 3 4 5, and now we can cancel this 0 and this dot, so we have left with 0001, and we know that on the left side of a number, no matter how many 0 you have, it has no value. So the answer is simply 11 over 1 and 5 zeros, right? So it is 11 over 100,000. So in the next part, question number 41 to 48, it says evaluate giving your answer to 2 decimal places. So it means that whatever answer you have to write this answer in the decimal places, and it should be up to 2 decimal places. So let's start solving it. So it's a classical way of solving it. 1 over 4 plus 1 over 3. Take an LCM, which is 12. So 4 3s are 12, 3 1s are 3, 3 4s are 12, 4 1s are 4. So it is 3 plus 4, it is 7 over 12, right? But this is not enough because you have to write your answer into 2 decimal places. So in order to do that, what you have to do, you have to write 7 inside and 12 outside. 7 is smaller than 12, so you need a 0. So to get a 0, you need to place a decimal or dot here, and now you can add only 1 0. And 12 5s are 60, 12 7s are 72, which is bigger, so it means that 12 5s are 60, and minus 70 minus 60 is 10. Once again, 10 is smaller than 12, so decimal is already there, so you can add 1 0 to it. And 12 8s are 96, which is the closest one, and we have 4 here. And now you can and see guys, you have to write to the 2 decimal places, so of course you need 3 decimal places at least, so that you can round it off to those 2 decimal places. So if it says 1 decimal place, so try to divide to the 2 decimal places so that you can round it off to 1 decimal. If it says 3 decimal places, so you have to divide till 4 decimal places so that you can round off the 3rd decimal place. So now 4 is here, you can add 1 0 to it, so it is 12 3s are 36, and you have left with 4, and that's it. Now you have 0.58 and 3. Now as you know, we have to write to the 2 decimal places, so you have to trim this, or you have to round off this decimal place. So of course, if it is the next digit is 5 or greater than 5, you can add 1 to it, which is in this case 3, which is less than 5, so you have to leave this 8 as it is. So this is our answer, 0.58. Rounding off is another topic which we'll be covering in detail in the next some videos. In question number 42, now we have a situation here. We are given with a fraction 2 over 3 plus and a decimal, which is 0.75, and you have to convert everything, to add these two numbers into a decimal number. So the best part is that instead you just change it to the fraction, because this number is already in decimal, so leave it as it is and try to convert 2 over 3 into 2 decimal places, and then we can add these two together. So let's convert 2 over 3 to 2 decimal places. So the same methodology, 2 will be kept inside, 3 is outside, 2 is smaller than 3, so you need a 0, put a decimal here. Now you can add 1 0, 20 here. So 3 6 are 18, and we have 2 here. Once again, decimal is already there, so we can add 1 0 here. So 3 6 are 18 once again, and it is minus, and 2 here. See, because as we have already discussed, we have to write the answer into 2 decimal places, so you have to calculate till 3 decimal places so that you can round off this decimal, second decimal, right? So we need just one more decimal place here. So 20 is here, we can add 0 because decimal is already there. So 3 6 are 18. That's it. So we have got 0.667, but as we know, we are looking just to 2 decimal places, so we have to in fact this is 6, so you have to round off this figure, so it is 0.6, because this 6 is greater than 5, so you can add 1 to it, so it will be 0.67, right? So this is the answer of 2 over 3. So now you can replace 0.67 plus 0.75. Now to add the decimal places or subtract the decimal places, the rule is simple. You will write the first number 0.67 and you will write the second number 0.75. The only trick is that decimal should be on top of each other. The second number decimal should be underneath of the first number decimal. So we will write like this: 0 decimal should be in line, should be on top of each other, 0.75. Now you can add them because we can see they are adding these two numbers. So 7 plus 5 is 12, 2 and 1 carries, and 6 plus 7 is 13, 13 plus 1 is 14, 4 1 carry, and decimal will be as it is, and 0 plus 0 plus 1 is 1. So the answer is 1.42, and this is correct to 2 decimal places. In question number 45, this is a very interesting situation here. It says 1 over 3 multiplied by 0.2. So guys, if you compare this question with the 42, in 42 we have a plus, here we have a multiplication sign. That is why I'm just giving you two methods of solving it. I'm sure many students would like this method number 1 and many students would like method number 2. Depends on your approach. Just listen to me carefully and just choose one appropriate way, or you can just learn both ways. Depending on the situation, you should be smart enough to choose one of the method. So method number 1, it says 1 over 3 multiplied by 0.2. In the method number 1, what we're gonna do, we will change 1 over 3 into decimal, and then we multiply the 2 decimal to obtain a decimal number up to 2 decimal places. So let's convert this fraction form 1 over 3 into decimal places. So 1 will be kept inside, 3 is outside. So dot is here, 0, 3 3s are 9, minus 1, so dot is already there, so we can add 0 here, 3 3s are 9, and as we know, we have to use the decimal to 2 places, so we have to take to up till 3 decimal places. So minus once again, so 0, 3 3s are 9. That's it. So we have 0.333, but we have to trim it to 2 decimal places. It means we have to round off this decimal, and we know that this is smaller than 5, so it won't affect this 3. So we have 0.33. So this is the answer of 1 over 3. So we are left with, if you can write this 1 over 3 in the decimal format, it is 0.33 with 2 decimal places multiplied by 0.2. Now right guys, let me teach you how to multiply very simply 2 decimal number. So when you're going to multiply 2 decimal number, I would highly recommend you forget about this decimal number, just write the pure numbers, the whole number. So the whole number, this is 33 and this is 2. Only and only in first place multiply these two together, right? So you have 2 3s are 6, you have 2 3s are 6 here. So the answer is 66. Now play with the decimal and listen to it carefully. It is very simple rule, by the way. See, in 33 you have 2 decimal places. After decimal you have 2 decimal places, and here you have 1 decimal places. So you have to add these 2 decimal places. So 2 from here, 1 from here, so you have 3 decimal places. It means that, look, in 66 the decimal is sitting here. You have to move it to the third place, right? So this is number 1 place, this is second place, and this is third place. So the decimal will be here, and now this is an empty space and it should be filled with the 0. That's it. So the answer is 0.066. And in the last, as we know that we have to write the answer to 2 decimal places. So it means that we have to round off this decimal. So we have to look at the next, which is greater than 5. So it means you have to add 1 into it. So it will be 0.07. So this is the final answer. So in the next part, we'll be continue the method number 2.